Hey everybody, in this video we're looking at this car here. This is a 2019, it's a 1.5 turbo and it's a Honda Civic and it's what's called an S design. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into the car, we're going to have a look around the features on the outside of the car and the inside of the car, and then we're going to go for a drive in the car as well, just to see what it's all about and how it feels to drive a car like this. If there's any information you want on the car, Brian is my name, 086 843 1945. Give me a shout, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits, and I'll be happy to run through everything with you on this really cool car. Before we get started, like we were saying, Brian is my name. Call, text, WhatsApp 086 843 1945 if you want to know about scrapping a car, trading in a car, if you want to know about this car, if you want to know about finance, whatever it is, don't be afraid to give me a shout. And we are Fitzpatrick's Garage, a family run business in operation for almost 70 years. And because of restrictions, I haven't had a haircut in about 4 months. These are definitely one of my favourite cars that we've ever sold. I think they look really cool, they're subtle, but they definitely are the kind of car that makes people's heads turn. Anyway, in this segment of the video, I want to show you a couple of small differences unique to the 1.5. So the first thing is the back. This is gloss black on the 1.5, whereas you see along here, it's more of a dark matte finish, whereas gloss black all the way across the back bumper on the 1.5. The other thing as well is down the side, there's no side skirt on a 1 litre, or on a 1.5 you have a nice gloss black side skirt on the side. And then on this 1 litre on the left, there's chrome around the window at the top, whereas the 1.5 has no chrome at all. And if you go around to the front, this 1 litre has halogen headlights and fog lights, whereas this nice 1.5 has LEDs on the front and LEDs on the bottom and a nice gloss black lip along the front as well. So there's also other things like light washers in through here, and look at the colour of the car. This one, it's a nice pearl white, so you can really see on a sunny day like this, there's a lovely fleck and shine off it, and actually just you're looking, they're just bits of dirt. I actually drove the car home, so it still needs a full detail and clean up. A lot of Civics will have this function here, which basically allows you to retract the wing mirrors and the windows, or let them down alternatively using the key, which is dead handy. The 1.5 though, this engine, we're going to see what it's like. It's really cool when you go to drive it 0 to 60 in about 7.9 seconds. Parking sensors are standard across the back of the car, and we'll see there's lots more. There's also front ones and a camera, and the boot is massive. We actually have one of these cars at home, so this actual other 1 litre car in the video, that's our own car at home, so it's the same boot pretty much as the 1.5, and as you can see, even with a buggy gone into it, there's still a little bit of space left, and it's easy to close down the boot. But when you actually have no buggy, there's a massive boot, and when you let the seats down forward, there's an absolutely gigantic load area in the back. When you've got a child seat in the back, so having a look at our 1 litre, there's still a decent amount of space for legs for the child, but in the back of this 1.5, there's nice armrest, there's hard wearing nylon, and it's in really nice condition all the way through. The car's had a pretty easy life. This driver's seat also has height adjustment and also lumbar support for lower back. Tinted windows are also standard on the back of this 1.5 S design, and there's 2 spoilers to channel air off the rear of the car in the perfect way, and they look pretty cool as well. I love the back of these cars. The taillights are really cool, nice LEDs built into the taillight, and they're really nice to drive behind at night. And at the front again, there's a lovely aggressive look on the car as well. The daytime running lights, they're a nice LED. The headlights and the indicators, fulls and dips, they're all LED as well, so they look really cool. And what's actually unusual on these cars as well, even things like the front fog lights, they're all LED as well. So the front of the car, I think, when you look at these, it's like nothing else. It's just a really aggressive looking car, really, really sporty, I think. I really like them. And for anyone wondering why we don't have a 1 litre at home ourselves, well, it just came down to a matter of finance. The 1 litre that we got at the time made sense financially. If there was a 1.5 that it could have worked, you bet I would have tried to do it, but it just didn't work at the time. Anyway, this car for sale, really nice, one owner car from new, with a full Honda service history as well. So whoever gets this, I think they're getting a really, really nice car. In terms of how they drive on the road, there's independent rear suspension, so all the Civics, 1.5, 1 litre, 1.6 diesel, they all sit on the road really nice. It's a nice cabin to be in. We're going to have a better look around that as we drive the car anyway. But in terms of on the back road, there's a lovely steering, there's nice gear change, and actually if you read any independent motoring journalist that's talked about these, they always comment about how nice the gear change is on the car. So it's an interesting, rewarding car to drive. The engine gets me really excited. I just really like how it drives, but it's not a massive engine. It's not difficult in fuel, it's not difficult in road tax, but it's still very enjoyable to drive overall. Some people might say, well, you know, do I need any extra power like that in the car? I suppose there is situations. Say for example you pull up to a junction, and suppose where I pull out every morning, it's a busy road, and yeah, you do need a bit of power to get up the road. So like you're saying, it's an enjoyable car on the back road, but there's nice power as well, and you'll see going from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, staying within the speed limit. You can have fun, but it's also practical when you're trying to get across a road like this. So let's see how it goes. As we said, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 7.9 seconds. The car makes 182 horsepower and approximately 240 newton meters of torque. And I like that boost gauge. When you put your foot down, it builds up and you can feel the rush of power coming to the engine as well. But even when you're cruising, there's nice functions over here. Cruise control is actually adaptive. So you can see up here, light comes on. I set the cruise control and it'll actually tell me, it'll follow the car in front. So when they slow down, I end up slowing down as well, which is really cool. And there's also a lane keep assist function. So over here, I can switch that on, and that's actually actively keeping the car between the two lanes on the road, which is quite useful. Even, I suppose, on lanes like this where you're in the centre of the road and either side people can come along, you can drift along sometimes. And down here I've also got a lane warning, so if I drift out of lane, it'll vibrate the wheel, and it'll also help me go back to the centre as well. So small features, but they are useful safety features overall, and they're becoming common in a lot of cars. Trip information in through here, average speed, fuel information, navigation, maintenance information, and the boost gauge, which is all ready, which is my favourite one. Things like the wipers and the headlights on these cars are also completely automatic as well, which is quite useful, and even the headlights dip when you meet traffic also, which I think is quite nice. And then in the screen here in the centre, there's navigation, which is a Garmin navigation setup. After that then I can go into audio functions, which are going to be things like streaming music or using USB, lots of different ways, or even digital radio as well. And after that then, when I move across, I can even have things like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which is dead nice. And you've got Google Maps, which to be fair is superior to the Garmin that comes on the car. Climate is down through here, so again it's digital and it's touch and swipe, so swipe my finger up along there to speed up or slow down the fan, or select where I want the air to blow from, and also different temperatures on each side of the car as well. Down through the centre then, you got a USB connector here, but there's actually a second USB connector in the armrest when you slide it back out of the way as well. So that's quite useful when there's two people in the car. Other things I actually haven't mentioned, things like headlight washers down through here. We saw them on the outside. Parking sensors are on the rear, but they're also on the front as well. Collision mitigation, which means if you don't touch the brake pedal, it's going to try it and stop you from hitting the car in front under 32 kilometers an hour. Up here will also tell you the current speed zone that you're in when you're driving. And like what we saw, there's a USB point down in through here, but there's also a HDMI point as well, and another 12 volt outlet as well. Down through here then, you've also got an electronic park brake and a brake hold function, which stops you rolling backwards on a hill. And also, actually, to go with those sensors, how do I forget, it's got a parking camera, which is dynamic guidelines to tell you trajectory, and there's also different modes in the camera as well. So there you have it. Anyway, that is a really nice car, I think. It's got power, it's fun, it's something different, it looks cool, it drives good, but it's actually got lots of comfort features as well, and it can be pragmatic as well with a good cabin space and a big boot. Anyway, if you want information on this car, 086 843 1945, Brian is my name. If you want information on trading in your car, scrapping a car, finance, or just about the car in general, please do not hesitate to give me a shout, call, text, WhatsApp. Thanks a million for taking time to watch. Hopefully the car is of interest to you.